Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. We're having another play with the sketched butterflies. I really love this set. I don't know whether you've noticed. I've done quite a lot of projects with this and using it in lots of different ways. So we're going all out with this one. We're going real crazy with a real... isn't a group of butterflies called a kaleidoscope? Anyway, we're going to do the works with this one, and I'm bringing in these really great circle dies as well to make this sort of, I don't know, I felt like I was going for like a bubble look with the butterflies over the top. A bit of blending in the background just to tie it all together and that. So it's a real, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. There was a couple of other little prototypes. I'll show you one of those just in case that inspires you to do something different, and thank you all out there for continuing to support my channel. It's really fantastic when I get feedback that you've been inspired by something you've seen, and you've been brave enough to share what you've created too, and I think that's amazing. So everyone's on a different path in their, or different stage in their crafting journey and everything, so it's really great when I see people taking that plunge and creating based on some of the stuff I've shared with you. So thank you all very much for that. It really does mean a lot. So let's see what happens with this one, see what you think. So sketch butterflies is what we're using, and I did use the sentiment there. It's got the coordinating dies, of course, as well, so they're really fun to use. And one of the prototypes I was playing with, I was trying to see if I could get it to work with the little lacy ones. We'll maybe save that for another time. And then I'm using these Spotlight on Nature dies. Okay, so this set of dies, even if you don't like the stamp set, I think this set of dies is phenomenal. Okay, so there's 2 sheets. So how many dies do you get in the actual set? There's actually 12 dies, but they're so much more versatile than 12 dies because of the way you can mix and match them and stuff. So I've rearranged them on the packaging just so that I got things all together. But there's 3 sizes in this pattern. No, there is 4. I didn't use the outer one, so 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of this little filigree one, and 4 of this sort of radiating stitched one. So 4 each in the 3 designs, but they don't necessarily all nest together. There's different sizes. Okay, so as you can see on this one, I use this one. I call it the Morse code one because it's dots and dashes. There was 1, 2 and 3. I didn't use this biggest one. Okay, and for this card I'm going to switch that out and use this like radiating one instead, just for a different option. Okay, so you know, you use what you want to use, and I think the sizes fit nicely on the card. Okay, so the biggest one I think would probably be a bit too big. But again, if you want to mess about with the layout and do something different, then obviously that's your card. Okay. So the combination here is Berry Burst for the main butterflies and stuff. This is actually a little bit of Melon Mambo because I just wanted to scrap. So I had a little bit of Melon Mambo that came in there, and the card base is Bubble Bath. Okay, so, and then I just pulled in some pink pearls. Just to finish that off. Okay, so we're going to go blues for the sample card. So I've got Blueberry Bushel and Balmy Blue. That's the combination we've got. A little scrap there for the sentiment that we'll use. On this one we're going to layer it. I figured we'd switch it up and do a layer. So we've got that Blueberry Bushel, which is 4 by 5 3/4, and then I'm using taking that down 1/8 of an inch for the white layer here. Okay, and it's just a standard card base. Obviously sizes and measurements and things will vary depending on what kind of cardstock you use. Here in the UK we use the International A4. Okay, So first things first, this step is completely optional, but I found that if you want those, I'm going to call them bubbles, bubbles to pop, it's nice to have a bit of contrast on the background, hence a bit of blending. And it's got darker and lighter and darker and lighter. It's not consistent, it's just to throw some ink on the page. So I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm not going to worry about it being super smooth. It's just to break up the white background. You don't have to use a white background, you could use anything. So yes, this is a bit splotchy, not bothered. I just want something on the background just to break it up, and that's it. Totally optional though, you don't have to do that. Your other option would be to use a coloured cardstock for your bubbles as well. So, you know, have a think about what you want to achieve for the overall look, and you can go with it. So, save you watching lots and lots of die cutting. I have already done the circles. So, say I've used this design with these little radiating stitchy sort of patterns on it. Okay, so it's going to go something like this. Okay, and they're slightly different sizes. This one's a bit bigger than the one on the sample card, so we might need to move around the layout a little bit. Okay, this one's got a little bit bashed up, so we'll make sure that that gets covered up by something, probably hide under a wing or something. Okay, so the size of the circles might determine the layout that you use, but that's looking good for a starter for 10, so we might stick with that for the time being. Okay, the other thing I've already done one of the small and medium butterflies, but we need one each of all the others. So we need another small, medium, and we need the large butterfly. So these are all 3 butterflies that are in that set. So we'll just bring in some cardstock. So this is just our basic white cardstock, regular weight cardstock, and we can just stamp out these butterflies. So nice light tapping on the ink pad. Just flip it over, you can see that it's all well inked, and some nice firm pressure, just firm all over. Lift up and you get a really fantastic image. I really like this colour. I've realised that it's very much like here in the UK we have, I think they're probably all over the place, but you know the Bic biros, the little things that have been like around for like 50 years and never changed their design. It's that kind of colour, and I love writing in blue ink, and I just think it looks really cool. And then the other thing I'm going to do is use one of these blender brushes, or you can use a damp paintbrush, whatever you like, and I'm just going to use that to drag out some of this colour while it is wet. Okay, didn't really plan that, I just going for it. Okay, in strategic spots there. This works best with these darker colours. So that blender pen or a damp brush or something very damp, not too, this is only this isn't watercolour cardstock, so you want to be really gentle with the water, and it just helps just give those a little bit of colour in some of the areas. Okay, and then we've got our medium one. So I like to try and be as frugal as possible with my cardstock, so I might leave that one just for a second. I might pop this one up there. Just like to, you don't want them so close that the dies are going to, because ideally I'd want to put these through at once. Oops, let's pop that out of the way and do the same again. Go over the body. What did I do on the other one? I did, not that they have to match necessarily. Might look a bit funny if they didn't. Like that. go. And then this guy fits in nicely up here. Just take it up there, I think. Okay, really, really lovely images. They stamp fantastically, really do. Okay, and then we did these dark sections that have been shaded in, and I did a little bit up here and a little bit up there, and just went round the tip of the wing there. So just gives them a little bit of extra something, totally optional. Don't have to do that at all. If you like just the little lines on them, then that's absolutely fine. Keep that sketched look. And then we just want to position our dies over the top. So I just use a little bit of washi tape. It's this is really old washi tape, and I think this is probably, oh, this goes back years and years, this one does. I think that was potentially in with no, maybe not Pop of Pink. Anyway, it's an old collection, I know that for a fact. I've had it for a long time. But you can keep using it over and over. You will want to take off a little bit of the sticky when you first take it off the roll, just so it doesn't peel your cardstock. And you can keep using it and using it and using it until it either gets a bit gummy. Sometimes it goes a bit, just goes yucky, and then it starts to stick to your paper too firmly, or it loses its stick altogether, and then you can just tear off another piece. So these pieces, when I finish with them, I will end up sticking them back onto the top of my machine so that they are ready to use again. But for the time being, these are just going off to one side, and I'm using the tape to stick them to my work surface so that I don't lose them. I do have a little magnetic thingy, but it's holding on to my other dies at the moment, so they're stuck to the desks, they won't go walk about. Let's pop that cutting plate away. Okay, so there's all our butterflies. Okay, so we can start getting things assembled. Okay, and the other thing we want to do is think about which bits we want layered up. So on this one, my small circles and the larger circle are flat. Obviously the butterflies are popped a little bit with the dimension, and then the medium circles are raised up. Okay, so that's how we've done that. And yeah, I think we might do it the other way. I think we might pop the little one and the big one and have those medium ones tucked under. But do you know what I found with this was, it was better to get the circles prepped with the butterflies on top, and then work out how they best linked together. Okay, so that's that. And actually, before I forget, I'm going to layer this up, because I'm going to end up putting loads of stuff on here and then be in a position where it's going to be difficult to put my adhesive on. So let's just pop that onto the onto this blueberry bushel layer, and then that's ready to go. Okay, little fluffy there, so let's get that off. Okay, so that's ready to go in a minute, so let's get butterflies all shaped and popped onto here then. Okay, so we can just use bone folder or rounded tool or something, just to round those wings so that they sit nicely onto these circles and look kind of realistic. Okay, it just takes a minute. Again, you know, you don't have to do this, but I think it's just another element that helps give your card a little bit of something, as opposed to, you know, ones we might purchase. Okay, and people pay a lot of money for stuff that's stuck on cards in card shops. Okay. Okay, so everything's all bent and put into position. We just need to get them all adhered onto the little circle. So obviously we're going to just put sort of match them up from a size point of view. So these smallest circles are going to have the smallest butterflies. Okay, I'll just pop that over there. So they'll squash a little bit, but because you've already manipulated them, they'll pop back up again when you are ready for them. Okay, so same with this one. So I want to make sure that little blemish is covered up. You can put some dimensionals under the wings if you want to. In fact, I might do that. But I'm going to put them near the body because I don't know whether they're going to want to overlap with anything, or so I want to be able to still have room to tuck things underneath if necessary. Okay, so that helps those wings stay up. Especially if you're going to be sending this through the post as well. And if there is just a little bit of glue hanging about, I think I've covered it, it will dry clear as well, so that's good to know. And then same with this guy, pop a couple of dimensionals on this one. And in fact I might pop the glue straight onto this, all along that middle section. You can put glue on the dimensionals as well if you want to, just to help you get the positioning right, but I think that's going to be fine just as it is. And then you can just hold that into place. So we're just going to have to give those a couple of minutes to make sure they're really nice and dry, and then we will add them to our card. Okay, our butterflies are probably nice and dry, but what I realised was we could have just done some of this embossing while we're waiting. So we'll just put some anti-static powder onto that, and we're going to use this You Brighten Up So Many of My Days. That's you guys, you brighten up my day. Okay, so Versamark clear sticky ink, which means it will grab the powder that we're going to put it on. So we're going to use white embossing powder. So again, just nice firm pressure, just make sure that that's transferred. And because of that little powder, you'll kind of see if it's stamped okay or not. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick... Oh, it does. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's now clear sticky. We're going to hold onto that with our little tweezers that come in this embossing additions kit. So you get the tweezers, the brush, the anti-static pouch, and this tray. Okay, so you put the powder on and it looks all dull and grainy. Okay, and then you tidy up your powder before you have an accident with it, which is the advantage of this tray. It just holds it all together, and then you can pop it all away. Okay, and I keep everything just in there ready to go. Let those go somewhere else, but that's fine. And then we can use a heat tool to heat that powder up, and it will go glossy. Okay, so this is going to make a bit of a racket, but basically I'm going to warm that up. You'll probably be able to hear me if I point it away. Warming that up just for a few seconds to make sure it's really good and hot. Okay, the tweezers are going to help hold on to your cardstock and keep your fingers well away from that heat source, especially when you're using a very small piece of cardstock. So once that's really nice and warm, I'm going to warm the back of it, and then we'll go on to the front, and it should emboss really, really nice and quickly. You don't want to overheat it. There we go. Okay, so heating on the back, you get the cardstock nice and warm before you actually transfer it to the powder. Okay, and you only hold that heat on there for as long as it takes for that to melt and brighten up. Brighten up. Okay, if it's looking a little powdery, okay, you just want to grab a soft cloth or something. Let me just grab that. This will do. Just wait for it to cool, and then it doesn't take long to cool. Just wipe off any excess powder, and it will shine that cardstock back up. Okay. Just realised I've popped all that onto my cut plate where I need to do this. So another really great die set to have in your collection are the stylish shapes. That's what they're called, stylish shapes. Okay, so you get the banners, squares and circles. The circles complement the spotlight on nature really, really well. Okay, so we're aiming for this, but obviously we're doing it in blue. So we'll just roll that through. Absolutely love die cutting. I think it's just absolutely the bomb. Okay, and it just cuts beautifully. I'll tidy that up in a minute. Okay, and there's our sentiment ready to go. Right, let's bring back our layers. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking let's stick this down to our card base as well. And then it'll all be ready. You won't have to try and manipulate cardstock with lots of layers on it. I think I went that way with the inking, didn't I? Yeah. Again, line up your 3 edges, drop the next one down. That should be all fantastic. Make sure your top crease is really sharp, which helps it stand up. And now we can start moving. Right, so might need another sheet of dimensionals. Let's get another one ready just in case. So we said we were going to pop up our large circle, so I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on this. And let's make him sit where we want him to sit. I think we wanted it a little lower down when we were doing a bit of a dry build on there, so let's go there. Okay, and I think we said we would pop up the little ones to mirror that, so I might not need the other sheet of those anyway. So again, we won't take the backings off until we're sure where we're going with this. Okay, and then so that dimensional that I put in is close to that body, which means I can actually slot that in now, but I can only go so far with it. Okay, that's fine. Okie dokie. So it might be that we need to stick it like this. Or am I overthinking it? Do we do less is more for this one? Do we do less is more? Maybe bring that down. Probably should have put some thingy on that. Some more glue. Because I think they did overlap quite a way, didn't they, when we were messing about with the layout. Because they are so much larger than the ones we had on our sample card. So let's see. There we go. That kind of works. I think we had one down here. I don't want to cover up too much of this. We can pull apart this. No one's going to know. We can pull that apart. So we'd still get the lift, but it'd be underneath, and we could just stick this back down. No one will see it. There we go. We can just stick it back down afterwards. So that's catching on the dimensional on the back of the larger circle, ironically. So again, we can just lift it a little bit. No one will know. There we go. So we can do that. Okay, and then these guys can tuck in. Right, okay, so we're tucking that in so it sort of looks straight. So we'll use our liquid glue for this, and it can slot right in there. I don't mind that they overlap a little bit because they're all fluttering together. A little bit overhanging on the border as well isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it kind of helps to tie things up. We can have him lifting up a little bit, and we can just pop a bead of glue under there just to secure that as well. So we can just pop that there. Okay. What I might do is just use the butterfly to hold it down just for a second, and then that can sort itself out. And then this guy, can pop in up here. Okay, and then our little guys, because they're little, we'll use a bead of glue just to help us in case we need to move them around a little bit. So I think I want this guy to face that direction because these are going that way and that way, so let's do it that way with this one. And then, oh, I thought I was too high on the screen then. Then I think we want this one fluttering away up here, I think. And again, if that one kind of gets close to the edge, a bit like the one at the bottom, then that will help balance that out as well. Okay, brilliant. Awesome, we've got to a point where we can use that. Now the next battle will be, where do we put this? So obviously I put it down there on the original, but I think we've got more space potentially actually across the big butterfly's body. I think that look alright actually. Sometimes it's a shame to cover up some of the elements, but it does help sometimes to tie the card together. Okay, so we're going to need dimensionals underneath there to support that. Okay, and then we can just put some tape behind that. Okay, I'm inclined, I don't know whether I might double stack those as well, so just to make sure that that's the right level. When I start a new packet of dimensionals, I always just bend the little bits a little bit so that they come off a little easier. this end is the one that we're going to pop up. So we will lay one down, oops, stuck, and put another one on top so we get that double stack. And I reckon there's room for another one right next door. And we'll use some of that to give us the security on that end. Okay. So again, we're going to have a juncture, a little bit that sort of lifts off the end. So doubling up those means that's going to sit nice and flat actually. So that was a good call. One wouldn't have been enough, it would have sunk down, and it really makes it obvious in real life if you've got something that's sort of sloping off. You wouldn't think it would make such a difference, but it does. Okay, that's super. And which embellies did I even get out? I actually got out these. These are basic grey and smoky slate pearls. So not blue by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought these would be a nice little alternative to making it all as colour coordinated as the original. So, you know, nothing to stop you colouring these in. Use the iridescent pearls if you want. Whatever floats your boat. Oh, this one doesn't want to play. There we go. And I thought that these helped sort of mirror that sort of flow, so they're going to go kind of up and out. Okay. So we're going to do another pair up here. So it's still an odd number, but we're doing 7. Instead of 5. Okay. So of course embellishments are very personal, so you know, if you didn't fancy putting all those on, you can obviously leave that off. Remember, these are always serving suggestions for you guys. These are bouncing boards for you to think, oh, you know what, I would do that, but I would change this and change that, and that's totally cool too. That's exactly what I do. You know, you see something on other channels or on blogs or whatever, and you're, oh, actually, do you know what, I've got a stamp set that would do that, or if I did that card, I would use this. There you go. Okay, it's almost like we've got a boy and a girl card, isn't it? There's my serving suggestion for you today, featuring sketch butterflies and the Spotlight on Nature circle dies. Absolutely love them both. I hope you like the cards and how they've turned out. Using the blend pen, not using the blend pen, bit of blending in the background to help them pop, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Okay. As I said at the beginning, it's great to hear back from you, to know that these have helped you with your creativity. So yes, do get in touch if you want to. I'm gonna bring in just this one quickly as another one I was playing with, using another shape and a plainer background and arranging butterflies of the same size. Okay, so there's another sort of quick flash of an idea that I was messing about with as well. Lots you can do. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks ever so much for sticking with me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Stay safe, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.